Good morning. It's Monday, August the 26th, 2013. This is AGORACOM News TV, the show where we go through the various different press releases each morning and try to find the best of those out on a daily basis and talk about those and help you find some good companies to do your research on and hopefully find some investment winners in there as well. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the Chief Market Commentator for AGORACOM. And on today's show, I've got 4 press releases. It's a bit of a slow Monday here as far as news, but there's some really good news out there. So it's more of a quality over quantity today. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of mouth trouble there this morning. That's not unusual for me, by the way. Nonetheless, we'll get on to it. The first company that I wanted to talk about today is a company called Nevada Copper. Nevada Copper announced that they've received their water pollution control permit. This is one of the 2 remaining state permits that will allow for their construction and operation of the Stage 1 underground project. They are expecting their final permit, the air pollution control permit, within the next 20 days. Receipt of the air pollution control permit is considered a minor permit and will complete all required permitting for the Stage 1 underground operation. Further to the RK Mine Finance loan facility, a concentrate offtake agreement for $200 million US. You can see their March 28, 2013 news release. A payment of $15 million will be received upon receipt of all permits. The air pollution control permit is currently the only permit that remains outstanding. Then they go on and give a little more details about the water pollution control permit. There's a quote from Giulio Bonifacio, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Nevada Copper, and he stated, and I quote, "We continue to execute and achieve all our defined project and financing milestones for purposes of achieving commercial production in 2015. All permits for our Stage 1 underground operation have now been received, with only the air quality permit remaining, which we expect within the next 20 days. With our recently completed Red Kite financing totaling $200 million US and current treasury, we expect to fund a significant portion of the remaining project capital by way of an equipment lease and precious metal stream. We are fast approaching our most significant corporate and project milestone, a fully permitted and funded project with minimum dilution to our shareholders," end quote. This is a company that I've been following for quite a while. Nevada Copper has a couple really interesting deposits on their ground. They've kind of got this low-grade, high-tonnage target close to surface. That would be a more capital-intensive project. And then they've got this high-grade deposit of copper with other metals associated with it under an underground target. And it looks like they're moving first on the underground operation and less capital intensive and something that they could bring into production quicker. And so you know, they're moving ahead. As they said, they're looking for a precious metal stream to help bring up some of the capital, but they look like they'll have 200 million plus to work on that, bringing the project into production. It's in Nevada. It's in a part of Nevada which is really in need of jobs. Nevada is a very pro-mining company, so I'm very optimistic about Nevada Copper's potential to become a future copper producer, and a very significant one at that. The stock symbol is NCU, and they trade on the Toronto Exchange. Colossus Minerals they clarified events at Serra Pelada. Colossus became aware that a protest was being organized at their property for Sunday, August the 25th. Protest was organized by a group that is vying for control of it's a long Spanish name that I will just butcher. I don't want to, you can find the name of who they're vying for control, but who are not recognized by the courts of the state of Para, Brazil, as being legitimate leaders of the cooperative. The company took the appropriate preventative steps with Brazilian authorities to ensure the safety of its employees and security of the mine. Public forces were deployed and they prevented the attempted protest from reaching the mine gates. There have been no reports of injury, no damage was sustained, and development work was unaffected. The majority of the protesters came from outside the village of Serra Pelada, and community leaders voiced their opposition to the attempted protest. There's a quote from Claudio Mancuso, who is the chief executive officer of Colossus Minerals. He commented, and I quote, "Police responded quickly against this attempted protest. We would like to thank the state of Para for providing a rapid response to protect residents of the village of Serra Pelada and Colossus employees. We are confident that the legal and judicial system in Brazil will do everything possible to bring the people responsible for these actions to justice." End quote. They mentioned that the company will provide further updates if warranted. I've been following Colossus Minerals for some time now. They've got a really high-grade platinum, palladium, gold, silver project in that they're in late stages of developing into a mine. All along the process, they've had the support of the locals in the Serra Pelada region, which is the one that's affected by this mine. And it seems like they've got some outsiders that are getting involved, and it looks like from their comments that the community leaders of Serra Pelada are not supporting that group and are opposed to that protest. You know, these things can flare up down in South America. I think that it sounds like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. If you look at the stocks trading today, the market certainly doesn't, and oftentimes the market's a pretty good indicator of the validity or how significant these kind of things can be. So I'm not too worried about that. CSI is their stock symbol. They trade on the Toronto Exchange. That's a really good project, and it's one I follow very closely. The next news release is from Kenaddy Diamonds. They announced that they had step-out drilling intersects over 70 meters of kimberlite at Kelvin. Step-out drilling continues to intersect kimberlite approximately 300 meters from the main Kelvin. More than 3 tons of kimberlite recovered. As they noted, 70 kilometers and 70 meters of kimberlite and a step-out drilling on strike to the northwest of the main Kelvin kimberlite. Delineation drilling, which is taking place approximately 100 meters from Kelvin Lake and more than 300 meters from the main Kelvin kimberlite, is increasing the confidence in the tonnage potential of the Kelvin kimberlite. There's a quote from Patrick Evans, who's Kenaddy Diamonds Chief Executive Officer. He commented, and I quote, "We are particularly encouraged that the step-out drilling continues to intersect kimberlite more than 300 meters to the northwest of the main Kelvin kimberlite. This is the farthest to the northwest that kimberlite has been intersected, and the kimberlite body continues to demonstrate substantial widths. Delineation drilling to determine the limits of the kimberlite emplacement is continuing." End quote. Then they go on that Kenaddy Diamonds is pleased to report that more than 3 tons of kimberlite has been recovered to date from approximately 3,000 meters of drilling, which is well in excess of the target set for the program. This reflects the very high success rate of the current drill program. At the conclusion of the drill program, within the next 2 weeks, the recovered kimberlite will be dispatched to Saskatchewan Research Council for recovery of diamonds by caustic fusion. Mr. Evans concluded, and I quote, "We expect to release diamond recovery results early in the 4th quarter. The additional data will facilitate progress towards the first resource statement for the Kenaddy North project and also add significantly to our diamond database, end quote. So when it comes to this project, you know, they're in close proximity to the mountain province, which spun off Kenaddy Diamonds in sort of their exploration projects. And the mountain province has a joint venture with De Beers. It looks like they've got the next diamond mine in the Northwest Territories. And now they've been doing some extensive exploration for Kenaddy Diamonds on this project, and they're having a lot of success. The known kimberlites are getting much bigger. They've done some early diamond analysis of the drill core from earlier this past winter and had exceptionally good results. Now with diamonds, it's important that they recover more diamonds, gives them more confidence in the grade estimate of the core. This next 3 tons will help them get a better understanding of the grade. It won't give them the ultimate grade. That takes a lot more work, but it'll certainly give them some more information on the grade potential of this Kelvin kimberlite. It looks like a very outstanding one so far, and so I'm watching this one really closely. KDI is the stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. The final news today that's hot off the presses is from Fission Uranium. Fission Uranium and Alpha Minerals have an outstanding uranium discovery in Saskatchewan. It's truly a spectacular discovery. I think that it'll be a future takeout by a major. But they had an interesting wrinkle on things over the weekend, and I'll go into the news release here. Fission believes that shareholders of Alpha Minerals should be made aware that on August 23rd, 2013, made the following proposal to acquire all of the issued and outstanding common shares of Alpha by way of a share transaction to Alpha's board of directors. In this proposal, Alpha shareholders would receive in exchange for each of their Alpha shares 5.3 common shares of Fission, representing a price of $7.26 per share per Alpha share based on Fission's closing price on the TSX Venture exchange on August 23, 2013. Alpha would have the opportunity to appoint 2 members to the board of directors of Fission. In making the proposal, the board of directors of Fission and financial advisors took into consideration a number of factors, including without limitation and in no particular order the following. Exchanging Alpha shares for Fission shares would consolidate 100% of the Patterson Lake project into one unified company and send a strong message to the market that the future for the PLS discovery, that's short for Patterson Lake South Project, is very promising. The current 50-50 ownership is suboptimal from both a development and value maximizing perspective. Future development of the consolidated PLS will streamline decision making and allow for execution in an efficient manner. Some investors have pointed out that the current structure represents a built-in poison pill on PLS. However, Fission believes it has outlived its usefulness, and given the strength of the results, actually leaves both parties exposed to not trading with proper premium, given that neither company has control of PLS. Further, while Fission believes it is the only logical buyer for Alpha, the combined company could represent an attractive takeover target for a buyer seeking to acquire 100% control of the PLS project. Alpha shares have been trading at a discount to Fission shares as much as 13% over the previous 5 trading days on the TSX Venture. The larger public float of a combined company will benefit both sets of shareholders, in particular by increasing liquidity for the shareholders of Alpha. The trading volume of Fission has been consistently and significantly greater than the dollar volume of Alpha. cost savings can be realized through the consolidation of Fission and Alpha. Several stakeholders, including some of Fission and Alpha's largest shareholders, have independently expressed support for a consolidation of PLS within Fission. Fission's proposal expired at 5 p.m. Toronto time on August the 25th, 2013, and to this point, Alpha has not engaged with the company in meaningful discussions. Fission wants Alpha's shareholders to be aware that the proposal was made. If Alpha continues to refuse to engage with Fission on the proposal, Fission will consider making a formal offer directly to Alpha's shareholders. Further details concerning any such offer will be made available at the time as such an offer is made. Any offer, including the proposal, will be subject to typical conditions being met, including, without limitation, the receipt of all necessary regulatory, shareholder, and court approvals. So, it looks like Fission made a move for Alpha Minerals, their 50-50 partner. Alpha Minerals wasn't interested in that proposal. Fission wanted to make it the shareholders of Alpha aware that the proposal was made. That's why they put this announcement out today. Apparently, there are some big shareholders of both companies are behind a merger of the two companies, and it looks like there's a pretty good chance that this offer is going to go hostile. Now, a couple of my friends, because they know I follow this company, this project very closely, called me to ask me some questions about what I thought would happen. And it's very difficult in any of these hostile type takeovers to really see what's going to happen down the road. But I do think that there are a few potential things that could happen. One could be Fission does go hostile, puts the offer on the table, and sees if it can get support of Alpha shareholders. It sounds like they have support of some of those shareholders, but that was on an informal basis, so we don't know, if they would, they expressed that support. We don't know how they would vote in any ultimate takeover offer. But that's one potential. I think another potential is they could bring a major out that would want to take a shot at Alpha or both companies. That one wouldn't surprise me at all, because I've said many times before that I think that that this is a target, a project that is so significant based on the drill hole intersections, the strike length of the project, and the the extreme high grade of the discovery, and that it's close to surface. I think that every uranium major mining company has to look at this and be interested in taking this over. Now, maybe that's in the chess game of this, maybe that's the gambit they were trying for. Maybe this is a shot to try and bring some majors out into the open and make offers for the two companies. Who knows? It's hard to. We won't know until more of the players in this start coming out. But Alpha or Fission basically said that it thinks that both companies are trading at a discount. So if a major believes that, and I think that's accurate, if a major believes that, why not take a shot at them now rather than later? Because even if there is a merger, it still takes time to get all the shareholder approvals, all the regulatory approvals. So by the time that all happened, maybe they wouldn't be trading at a discount anymore. Maybe they would be trading at a premium. As I said, these kind of takeover, or these kind of hostile, what they were trying for a friendly merger, could turn hostile, possibly could bring the majors out. I think ultimately for me, at the core is, I look at what is the project all about. And the project is certainly something that Fission would like to have 100% control of. I'm sure Alpha would like to have 100% control of as well. Or a major would that wants to turn this into a mine in the future would certainly have to be watching this as well. So very interesting times for the Patterson Lake South project. The two main rivals now, I guess you could call them, or partner rivals, are Fission Uranium and Alpha Minerals. Fission stock symbol is FCU on the Venture Exchange. Alpha Minerals is AMW on the Venture Exchange. Again, do your homework on that. There's lots of balls in the air on this situation, so we'll continue to follow that development very closely. That's a wrap on the news for today. As you know, this show is designed where I go through all the various different news releases every day. I try to find the companies that have the news that stands out to me, and ultimately the goal is to find good quality companies for you to do your homework on and hopefully find some investment winners in there. On that note, I'll close the show. Before closing, I always want to stress that it's important for you to do your homework, speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.